Alright, this is a quick little training timeout. Let me just say, first and foremost, I am sorry about all the noise in the background that the microphone might be picking up. It is Thursday, July 2nd, and we are crazy busy. Almost every single point on our 120 point line has a customer on it shooting, or have multiple people on it shooting. The pistol is full. Up at the shotgun field, we got a bunch of people up there shooting. So you're going to hear a lot of popping in the background, just like that. And you're going to hear the RSOs out there making announcements about ceasefire, so on and so forth. So, again, let me apologize for all the background noise, and we'll try and do these videos maybe when it's a little more quiet. So I might have to just come in early in the morning and do them here when nobody's shooting, or, I don't know, I'll just have to record at home or something. So, again, I'm sorry. Enjoy the video. Talk to you guys later. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here. So, my name is Todd, and we're doing a quick product review today. So, a couple of videos ago, we were talking about some products from Firefield, mainly the optics that I run, so on and so forth. And I had joked at the end of the video, like, hey, if anyone out there knows anyone from Firefield, you know, let's team up and do some reviews. And of course, it was all in jest. But then I was like, why not? So I picked up the phone and I gave Firefield a call and got my way through their marketing department, so on and so forth, and actually got a hold of the person I needed to talk to and introduced myself and explained what we were doing and my ideas. And they were like, sounds great. And they're like, we're going to take a chance on you. I was like, great. So we talked about the ideas. We talked about what we should start with for reviews. So they sent me two products. And the first one we're going to review is, in my opinion, one of the very first things everybody should buy when they buy a gun. So, what is it? Illumination. So this right here is a Firefield white light green laser combo. I've been playing with it for a couple of days. I made a ton of notes, and this particular one right here is a Firefield Charge Series, and the part number on it is Foxtrot 25009. If anybody's interested, it's AR green laser sight with flashlight. So it comes with a pressure pad, it comes with a mount. You got to torque it. Please torque it. It gives you the torque values right inside the instruction book, and I can't complain so far, and we're going to go over everything. So, like I said, anytime someone buys a gun, I always recommend they get illumination. Even if you're carrying a pistol on your side with an everyday carry, and I'm like, you know, if you're out at night, you need illumination. Now, everybody carries little pocket flashlights. Right? This one is a Surefire. It's great, really bright. Sometimes it's a little too bright, but I also always carry one of these. And this is just a quick connect for my pistol. It's important, and here's why. So I always joke, and it's like my go-to. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you're woken up from a sleep, and you hear noises in your house. You don't know what it is, so first thing you do is say you grab this. My first choice for home defense is going to be this, just because it is easier to aim, easier to control versus the pistol. That's just me though. So you start roaming around through your house, through dark hallways, come around the corner, and there's a silhouette. You don't know what it is, but you're freaking out, you're hearing noise, and you take a shot. Well, what was your target? Did you hit the target? You don't know. Could be your kid getting a midnight snack. Could be your kid sneaking back into the house. And I've seen it in the news before. Child sneaks back into the house, makes noise, Parents freak out, accidentally discharge weapon, hurting child, or God forbid, killing the child. So I don't want anybody to have to live through that, and I sure as heck don't want to live through anything like that. So illumination, always have illumination. I think it's the most important. When it comes to the green laser on here, for me, it's just a backup to the red dot, and I decided to run, instead of zeroing the laser to like 50 yards or anything like that, just because if I set the zero at 50 yards and I need to take a 100-yard shot, the laser's not even going to be on target because it's going to skew completely off. So I decided to run a parallel zero. So all that is the laser is completely in line with the barrel all the way down range, and I know that it's just going to be high right compared to where the round is going to hit. Pretty simple. Okay, so let's talk about the good things about this. So the battery takes a CR2 battery. The battery compartment cap actually has an O-ring on it, so I wouldn't call this waterproof, but it's definitely not going to get hurt if it gets wet. I wouldn't take this underwater, but if it's outside raining, it's fine. It's definitely water resistant. Another thing is this is not going to break the bank, and that was like the biggest driving feature for me. It's at a moderate price, it's good, it does its job, and you see a lot of review videos where people are talking about all kinds of things, and you'll see right mounted on top is like a PEC 15. That's great, they look cool. The problem with the PEC 15, and there's nothing wrong with it, I think it's great, but it's designed to have an IR laser. Now, I don't know about you, but most of the people I know are not going around their house at night with night vision goggles on. Nobody's pulling the trigger on an $8,000 pair of tubes to go through. So for me, an IR laser was just no point in having it. So a visible laser and a white light was perfect. So I said it's small, it's compact. This only weighs 3.4 ounces. Didn't even notice a change in the weight on the front of the gun. Its dimensions are 2x2 by 1. The battery life. Now this is one of the things that I was like, oh, I wish it was longer. So continuous use of the battery. So continuously running, it's only 3.5 hours. Could be more, I wish it could be more, but 3.5 hours, especially if you're using the pressure pad, intermittent clicking it on and off is how you should be doing it. You're going to be fine, the battery's going to last a long time. You can always carry a spare. You know, I already told you guys, I already carry a bunch of spare batteries and tools in the forward grip, and I usually have it electrical taped. So that's just me. I always carry the spare stuff. So how bright is this, you might be asking? Well, it's 180 lumens. And you might say, well, that's not a lot. Well, actually, in a dark house, 180 lumens is bright as heck. I personally don't think you need 1,000 lumens or 1,500 lumens in your house. Now, we're not talking about we're going to be outside hunting hogs at night with this. You could try it. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm looking more at home defense inside your house. 180 lumens is way more than you need. So, good on them for that. Okay, so easy to mount. Just one screw. Put it right on the Picatinny rail, locked it in, screwed it down, boom, torqued it, and it was good. So the green laser is, during the day, they say that you can see it out to 100 yards. Okay, I didn't try it at 100 yards. I did a parallel and I did it to 50, and that was just me using the bore laser, measuring the distance, shooting it downrange, locked in a sled while nobody was around. What a cold range, went down there, measured it, and made my adjustments as I needed to. So it comes with all the tools you're going to need to mount it and to adjust it, and it's pretty easy to use. So on the back, there's 2 buttons. Now if you click them and you have the pressure pad plugged in, nothing's going to happen. Just because the pressure pad is acting as an interrupt switch. If you don't have it plugged in, you click it, it comes on and stays on. You can run both at the same time or individual. So I have it set up right now as when I hit the pressure pad, I get the white light, and all you have to do is white light is off, shoot the laser, and as you can see, the laser is on. And of course you can run them both at the same time or just the white light. I'm running just the white light. So the cord is more than long enough. I myself pigtailed it, and then I used a zip strip to hold it all together, so it's not, which I just bumped it out, so that it's not just coming out and getting snagged on things. So right there, I didn't cinch it down super tight just because I didn't want to crush any of the wires inside, so it's something I might have to address later on, but for what it is, it's working perfect. So let's talk about some of the cons. When I plugged the connector in, it wiggled, and it caused the flashlight to become intermittent. It'd get interrupted if it wasn't in the perfect position. So as you can see, I just ran electrical tape around it to hold it in position. Actually, one of my friends, he bought one very similar to this, the red laser. He said he didn't have any problems, so it could just be this unit itself. Could have been just me. I don't know. Electrical tape fixed that problem. I wouldn't knock it for that, really. I've used electrical tape just to tape the damn flashlight right onto a gun before. Let's talk about the pressure pad. The pressure pad itself, it says it's got laser printed right on it. Now when you're touching it, it feels like there's two buttons. So originally I thought that when it's plugged in, if I turned on both, that one would activate one and the other button would activate the other button, and if I mash both buttons down, it would activate them both. That is not the case. You have to have one, like either one. If you hit the upper button or the back button, it doesn't activate them independently. It activates whatever you have turned on at the moment. So I'm just keeping the white light on for me. So the other knock that I had was the position of this. It's on the side. If it was underneath or behind it, I think it might work a little better. I don't like it on the side just because I'm worried about, as I'm moving around, I would worry about that getting snagged, or even when I'm trying to get my hand up on it. So when I get my thumb up on it, I'm putting a lot of pressure right here on the connector. So obviously I know I can run back here, but I don't want to be clicking the light on and off, on and off. So during the day I'll run my hand up here with a good strong grip, and obviously I keep bumping into that connector. So that's it. Overall, would I go out and buy this? In a heartbeat. So, and just to clarify, to be completely transparent, Firefield is not paying me to do the review. The only thing they supplied me with was the product that I asked for, and I told them I was going to be completely unbiased about it. And if I didn't like it, you know, I would tell you I don't like it, and knock it. But for what it is, it's perfect. I think it does its job, and I'm looking more at, with everything that's going on, we're having a lot of first-time gun buyers, people that haven't been doing it for years or decades, and they might be on a budget. So they're going to spend a little extra on a really good we're not supposed to use the weapon word, but they're going to spend some decent money on a gun. Nobody's going to spend $150 on a high point. They're going to drop some cheddar down on a good gun that's going to consistently work. And when it comes to the illumination, obviously you're not going to buy some cheap flashlight at Walmart that and trying to adapt it to click on. But like I said, you're on a budget, this is perfect. It's not going to break the bank, while other units from other companies will, you know, run a couple of $100. This particular unit is under $100, and it does its job. Now, the more you get into it, they have more expensive units, or you can always upgrade to a PEC 15 if you're willing to spend close to $2 grand for it, or more. I haven't really checked online what they're going for, but it's over $1,000. I know that. I'd rather spend $100, maybe a little over, for a flashlight laser that's just going to do the job. Like I said, nobody's running around with night vision goggles, at least that I know of. So, so you might be asking yourself, well, Todd, what else did they send you? Well, I'm currently running the reflex sight. I like it. I think it's great. It's good for having both eyes open and running around, doing what you need to do in close quarters. But so I figured I'd change it up. So they sent me their Barrage Sight, and it's a 2.5 to 10 rifle scope designed specifically for ARs. It has a green or red illuminated reticle. Playing with it in the office, just looking through it. The glass is absolutely crystal clear, and maybe in the next day or two I'm going to take this off and mount that one, zero it, and then we'll do a torture test on it by dropping things and all that good stuff, make sure it holds zero, and we'll do a review video on that. So if you guys have any questions or comments, put it down in the chat. We'll discuss it. Also, in the little bio box is going to be links for Firefield and a bunch of other stuff. So I want to say thank you to Firefield for believing in us here at Blue Trail Range and taking a chance on us and supplying us with some really cool equipment to play with and to test. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to a good relationship in the future. So, and I think that's what we're going to end up doing with this channel when it comes to doing reviews. A lot of people, when they give their reviews on other channels, they're showing you the Vortex or the EOTech or this or that, and nobody's showing you a good budget optic where the glass is crystal clear. I hand it around to people, I'm like, hey, take a look at the glass, especially some of the guys here that are hunters and they have the more expensive scopes on their rifles, and they're like, oh wow, they're dumbfounded at how absolutely clear the glass is. I was like, yeah, you know, for the price, that's really good, because usually when you buy a budget optic, you might get around the edge of the scope, you might get a little blurriness. Between the low-powered variable optic, between the low-powered variable optic that I had put on the FDE other and the Barrage that they had sent me, and even on this reflex sight, the glass is absolutely clear, and I have no complaints about it. I've seen a lot worse and a lot more expensive products. So keep up the good work from Firefield. I appreciate it, guys. And that's all I pretty much got for you guys. So come on, let's talk. Put in the comments. Tell me what you think. Let's discuss. If you've ever used Firefield products, let me know. If you have problems with them, let me know. If you love them, let me know. Let's discuss. All right. I said that's it. So I'll see you guys on the trail.